So the first time around, he didn't take salary, but he made billions. Him, his whole crew, son-in-law, daughter-in-law. Now this time, he's working for Ellen, that is illegally giving millions to make billions. He states that he's going to get put in to stop the war. Why is he not doing that now? Why is he telling Republicans to let people get in illegally so that he can come in and save the day? Is that American? So the question is, who is Donald Trump really working for? Let's go. Who does Trump really works for? Why is it that he really wants to become president again? What did he really gain the first time that makes him want him to become president so badly? We're gonna talk about this in this video. Hi, welcome back to the channel. Faceless here. Everybody's doing way okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because today we're going to have a mini documentary about Trump and his family, because this is who he really worked for. You don't believe me? Listen to this.
Donald Trump intends to take America backward to the failed policies of the past. He has no intention to grow our middle class. He's only interested in making life better for himself and people like himself, the wealthiest of Americans.
So why am I making this video? Clearly, Trump has done a lot of bad things, and a lot of people are still not believing all the crazy things that this man has done. So I decided to make a little video today to actually show you a little part of the craziness that he gained, sort of, to me, illegally or not morally. Well, not really morally, gained from his first term, and is trying to get back there to gain way more. So I came about a story recently where Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump are trying to actually build hotel resort in Albania. No, not in America, not trying to make MAGA, make America great again, but MAGA, making Albania very good again. I don't know what it is, but I believe that if your father-in-law is trying to get the biggest job out there and make sure that the American people get some work done, why invest in foreign land and not in America? That to me was already shady. The second question, as somebody who is in business myself, is where is the money coming from, or where is the money going? Because clearly when you're doing such deals, you need money to actually build these things, you need investors, and you need the money to come back into your pocket in America while you're not Albanian. So I was very surprised about all that, and I decided to go digging. I am actually recording this on October 24th. There is a video from our friend Johnny Harris that actually came out today. It's an incredible story, and it's called The Real Story of Donald Trump. I actually wanted to dig on a story about Trump. I think this is pretty much the best story that you can go and listen to today. I will leave the link down below. Please go watch it. It's an incredible video. You should definitely watch this. If you have not yet decided who you want to vote for, you have to go watch this. It's a fair situation. You will see the good, the bad, the ugly of Donald Trump. Go watch it, please. Thank you. So as I was saying, Jared Kushner, husband of Ivanka Trump, decided that they are going to build facility resorts in Albania. This is what it's supposed to look like. And you know what's crazy, by the way? This is crazy at so many levels. If you check my screen, so this is what they decided to do: buy islands and make sure that they actually build this, with the help of Saudi Arabia. And if you actually go back 8 years ago, you would see on my screen right now that the Albanian Prime Minister at the time was not up for Trump being a president to America. He did not like it, he did not want it. But of course, when people come to you and talk money and want to give you money, you always change your mind. So so Ivanka and her husband, they go there for holidays, they love it, they decide like, we gotta come back here, we gotta invest here. And of course, they get to talk to him. It's a yes from him, and they decide to actually know how to do this. But how exactly are they getting that money? So let's go back to Trump's first term would be. So when Remember when Trump became president, he decided to use advisors from his own family, Kushner and Ivanka, and obviously other kids, but these two are the ones we're going to talk about. So these two decided to, as advisors, Jared actually facilitated the deal between Saudi Arabia, the arms deal between Saudi Arabia and America. That deal was a 8.1 billion deal, if you remember correctly, and which was weird for so many people because remember when Trump got into office, he decided to ban Muslims out of America. A lot of students went out for holidays and were not allowed to come back into the country, even though they were legally studying here. They were legally paying their studying fees here, and from one day to another, it was just over. But for some reason, so apparently banning Muslim countries did not actually say banning the most Muslim country of it all, Saudi Arabia. So not only they didn't ban Saudi Arabia, they started making deals with them. This arm deal that I'm talking about, they're very, very, very close to that royal family of Saudi Arabia. The project will cost at least $1 billion. And I'm like, who's paying? Who is paying? Who has that kind of money? So I actually went and looked for Jared and Ivanka finances because I'm like, who is paying? It's always important to know where the money actually comes from. Always important, especially when you know that the Prime Minister of Albania was against Trump before he became president. Who is paying? That is very important. So after making the arm deal, a couple of months later, he gets $2 billion from Saudi Arabia. $2 billion. That is 1/5 of what America made in billions. Before we continue, let's jump back in the past and actually ask ourselves, who is Jared personally? Jared was born on January 10th, 1981. His father, Charles Kushner, is a real estate investor in New York City. Charles Kushner is actually a real estate investor who was convicted for 18 criminal charges, including illegal campaign contribution, tax evasion, witness tampering in 2005, and guess what? He was pardoned by Trump in 2020. So Jared actually takes the company in 2005 and he grows it up. He expands it and acquires almost $7 billion in properties over the next 10 years, much of it in New York City, in the Manhattan area, which is a good deal. I mean, he's very intelligent. In May 2015, he acquired a 50.1% stake of the Times Square building from Africa Israel Investment Ltd for close to $3 million. After taking over the company in 2005, which is called Kushner's Companies, in 2006, he actually bought the New York Observer for $10 million. If there is something that people should always understand, is controlling media is one of the things that is most important for rich people. Everybody wants to control the media. So having a media is the most important thing that anybody can do. We know that Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post, I believe. Then he bought the New York Observer. Obviously, Elon Musk has his own thing there where he keeps on lying and keeps on doing crazy things. We are all running away from Twitter. I did a video on it. I will leave the link so you can actually go watch that. But let's refocus on Jared. So Jared actually buys the New York, where, he can say whatever he wants to say and control the narrative pretty much. So in 2017, Jared steps down from his newspaper role and after that from his role in the Kushner's Companies, which is the real estate, temporarily to actually go work at the White House. He does the campaign, and after the campaign, they obviously won, sort of. Because I don't want to say allegedly because, well, they were there although a lot of people were like, they didn't win the popular vote, they were still there, so let's just give that to them. So this is where the controversy starts. They actually tried to make a deal in the Middle East with all the things that are still going on there, and clearly it didn't work. They had a lot of issues and participation between Saudi Arabia, who were not talking again, to Qatar at some point. They tried to negotiate it, and when people go to negotiate for you, they always get something. Remember that part. Lastly, I just want to say this. Before 2009, this man was actually a Democrat, a full-on Democrat. So he had donated $10,000 to Democratic campaign. Trump himself was a Democrat, so he donated to the campaign of Hillary Clinton, and his newspaper endorsed Barack Obama over John McCain. Can you believe it? And I know people can actually change political parties, but it's just weird that when his father-in-law decided to run for office as a Republican, all of a sudden he became a Republican. But anyway, that's a little thing. And before leaving office, he decided to, there were a couple of controversies, obviously, with Trump and all of them, by the way. But before leaving office, they decided to pardon what crazy person named Philip F. Formas. And if you have never heard that name, this man actually defrauded Medicare for $1.3 billion. $1.3 billion. You know, when you go to the hospital and you can't really see a doctor, you can't pay for it because it's so expensive. You can't pay for your meds because it's so expensive. But they managed to pardon somebody who frauded medical care for $1.3 billion. This man, by the way, is back in prison for DV. So Jared Kushner is obviously a very rich person because Donald Trump would never leave his daughter Ivanka married like anybody. So money marries money. We know that Nikki Hilton married a Rothschild. Her sister married somebody very rich. So rich people get married to rich people. And this man also happened to obviously be a real estate investor like Trump. And they own a lot of, Manhattan, land in New York. So it was a win-win anyway. As senior advisors to his presidency, created a firm that got $2 billion cash, a fifth of the money, not only a fifth, but in billions, $2 billion. And it didn't only get $2 billion, it's also involved in the Line City. This is a neighborhood that Saudi Arabia is trying to actually create because, in the Middle East, people are trying to invest in real estate a lot. One day, oil will actually finish and they need to actually put their money somewhere. So you have the Dubai that is actually creating a lot of buildings, apartments, and people have to invest in it. You have Qatar, Kuwait, Abu Dhabi, of course, and Saudi Arabia decided this line that everybody's like, well, it's not going to be sustainable. It's not going to work. This is a stupid idea. But apparently, rich people problem. They are still trying to build this thing up. And apparently, Jared is actually a part of that project because Jared actually is a real investor. So let's push it back a little bit more forward and go to Kushner firm. They got the $2 billion only 6 months after Kushner stopped working as a senior advisor for the president. So let's come back to Albania. So obviously the resort in Albania will actually cost at least $1 billion. And the question is, where are they going to find the money? Well, the money is going to probably be found through the investment firm that Jared created when he got that minimum of $2 billion, because according to Wikipedia, the firm received $3 billion. Two that came from Saudi government, called Public Investment Fund. So apparently Saudi Arabia trusts Jared Kushner and probably Donald Trump, because we actually know that there is no way that he got that money and Donald didn't even get anything from it. The firm is called Affinity Partners and it's based in Miami. They're supposed to invest in America, Israel, Africa, India, the Middle East, and part of Asia. Although they have not done any sort of work that I've known for, although it doesn't really say where they actually invested the money yet. So the firm has staff that is about 20 people, and it said that as of 2024, the fund has actually made $155 million in management fees, which is just weird. And that includes 85 million from the government of Saudi alone. The fund is under Senate investigation for possible foreign influence buying ahead of the 2024 elections after a New York Times report suggests that Kushner used contact he made from his role in the White House when Trump was actually president, which is not at all a surprise, like at all. Why would the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia just give money just like that? 2 billion minimum. Because we all know that sometimes people have this thing where they give legally and they give under the table. So I'm just going to say allegedly because this is my opinion. And I gotta say that it's just funny with all that money that it has already made, and I'm not sure if I understand this correctly, but it also says that by 2024, the firm had returned no profits to its investors. So people are investing, the firm is making money, but no profits to the investors. Does that make sense? I'm pretty much sure that if you go to the website, you have to log in as an investor. Contact does that. There is nothing on that website. Nothing. You can ask for, there is nothing. No pictures, nothing on the website. This is the crazy part of it. So I'm just going to say this. This is the money that probably they're supposed to use to invest around. We got that part. They're probably going to use this money to invest in Albania. Albania, who did not want Trump to be the president. This is a video of the prime minister before Trump got his first term. Most people, most presidents around the planet did not want President Trump to become president the first time. And when he lost, they were absolutely happy that Biden became president. Macron did it, stated it. We know that at the time, the Queen really didn't like him. Everybody knew that. She didn't like him because of the issues with Prince Andrews. I don't know if I still call him Prince, but we know one of the sons that was also linked to that person, J.E. But people don't like him. And let's not lie. Trump is about Trump. Trump married his daughter, and again, we know that money marries money. She married this man who has a huge part of Manhattan. We've all know this beautiful building in the middle of Times Square. It is owned by the Kushners. They own, obviously, the newspaper. And guess what? He's there for himself. One of the things that he did when he was president was to pardon his daughter's stepfather, the father of Jared Kushner. He pardoned him. And let's remember that was convicted for 18 criminal charges, including illegal campaign contribution, tax evasion, witness tampering, but it was pardoned. That is Trump. Trump makes money. He might not, because we all know this. He stated it multiple times. People have confirmed that he did not take salary the first time, but he made billions. He's not there for MAGA. He's not there for the Republicans. He's definitely not there for the Democrats. He's not there for anybody by himself, and his family members. This is why Trump is in office. Go out there, watch videos. Coffeezilla did a video yesterday about how his crypto coin is completely a scam. He stated it, we're not here for politics. I rarely talk about politics because there are a lot of things that I am not very good at. I'm pretty much short, but I also don't want to influence people left, right, and center. But this, let me give my opinion about that. I am sure that Kamala, they could be a better I am sure there could be a better Democrat to represent the Democratic Party than Kamala Harris. It happened the way it happened. We all know that. I actually made a video a long time ago, before even the debate, saying that Joe Biden is probably not fit to actually do a second term. After that, the debate happened. Everybody realized that it was not the right thing to do. But at that time, the only choice remained was Kamala Harris. But she's the better choice, because at least she's not going to work for herself. She's going to work for the states more than Trump will ever do. And I think that is what matters. We have to make a choice, one or the other. And the best choice is, in this case, Kamala Harris, because she's not going to come in there to make money for herself, her husband, stepkids or anything. She's going to try to work for the states. People are complaining about her. This is not even about the Democratic Party. This is about democracy. This is who is going to work for the people of America first or more than the other. And that is clear that this is going to be Kamala. Trump needs to get back to this office to make money for his friends. Even the thing with Putin. If he can convince Putin, while the whole world couldn't convince Putin to stop this thing that is going on there, what is Putin and Trump getting out of it? That's the question that you always have to ask yourself. That's the question. You have a person who just like stomping on people, and it's cool. He did a lot of good things. Again, go watch the video that came out from Harris, where yes, he took money from his dad and he made great with it. But this cannot be repeated in history, because you have to find a city that is crumbling down, or maybe Chicago or San Francisco at this stage. But the times have changed. We cannot reproduce what happened at that time, not today. Because today people are struggling with money. There's so many things that have happened. It can come back. I mean, there is economy always like it's good and bad and good and bad. But let's not lie. Trump today is about Trump. Trump is about his kids, how they are going to make more money, even if it's using his stepsons. It's about that. Do not forget that. All right, I've stated my truth. Again, Kamala is not perfect. She did a lot of personal things. I mean, if you have to get into the personal stuff, apparently she cheated on with whomever. Trump also did stuff. He's married to, a person who has a lot of pictures, not very good pictures out there. I don't like talking about that because she's still mama to Baron. I don't want to talk about this kid. This kid is a little kid. We don't talk about people's kids, especially when they're like not even 18. We don't bring them into issues like that. So people are not perfect. But the person who did worse and who gained a lot personally into this, who is the one who also told people, let the illegal people enter the country so that when I come in, I look like a winner, is still Trump. Be careful who you vote for. Not forget to go out and vote. Let's vote. Let's vote right. Vote for the person who will actually try to work for you. That is the most important part of it. Work for that. Vote for that person. Yep. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Do not forget to like, subscribe, please. It's very important, please, to subscribe, to get the channel out there. Share it if you can. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I will see you at another stage. Faceless out. Ciao.